Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Co-op Community Stadium. I'm Ethan Gardiner, alongside me, Craig Barnes. We've got Vanarama National League North action for you tonight as the Breaks Leamington host Warrington. The first time these two sides have ever met at this ground. Only the second meeting ever between the two, of course, ending in a 1-1 draw away for the Breaks earlier on this season. And in the last 5, Leamington have picked up 2 wins, so they're going into this one on decent form. Of course, a big triple header of fixtures coming up with Farsley at home also at the weekend and Buxton next Tuesday. But tonight is the focus for the Breaks after that 2-1 win away at Oxford City at the weekend. Meanwhile, the visitors, Warrington, winless in their last 7 in the Vanarama National League North. Their last victory in any game coming in the Cheshire Cup against Stockport. But that means that run stretches back to the 21st of December 2024, their last win in the league, which was at home against Buxton. In that time, they've had some crunch fixtures, losing to teams around them, as well as teams higher up, such as Scunthorpe. And it's going to be Rob Evans to take the long throw. Sends that one forward, looking to make it to the box. And it does in the end. It's flicked on into the box by Edwards, taken under control by Turner, and then left on to Dan Turner. But the goalkeeper, Atherton, saves the low shot. Clark puts the ball out for a throw. Ollie Southern is going to come forward and take it for Warrington on the right-hand side in the Breaks' half. An option comes forward to claim the ball, and it now works its way back to the captain, Harris. And Leamington try and play this one forward. It's under the control of McDonald now in a central midfield area. Plays it out to his left, and now it's into Rodwell Grant in the box. He lays it off, and a shot comes in, but blocked by the Breaks, who now have the ball back with Quainer in the left-back position. He's going to send that one forwards. It's deflected, though, and only as far as Rodwell Grant, who takes it under control. Warrington have possession in the box again, and he's dribbled in towards the Breaks box. He's gone through a couple of players, but it's well saved by Hawkins.
I think Ward was in as well with a challenge there to make sure it didn't get goal bound. But I must admit, so far, Rodwell Grant is carrying the threat for Warrington. Looks about 6'1", 6'2", physical kind of guy, putting himself about as well, both in the air and on the ground.
Edwards again making the most movement in the box. It's going to come towards him from Landers' corner. He's up and rising and gets a head on it, but then it's flicked over the bar by Turner, who was ahead of him. The header was down towards goal by Edwards. Turner was in front of the goalkeeper and tried to flick it past him, and it's just gone over the bar, but a close chance there. Now Landers, who's perhaps been the biggest threat so far for the Breaks, is going to swing this one in towards the 6-yard box again, and it's punched away, but only towards Clark on the edge of the box, who hits one. And it's cleared away by Rodwell Grant. That one was on target, but bobbling low. Quainer now sends this one looking for Edwards, who puts pressure on. The header away does come from Warrington, but only as far as Sherrock. He plays Meredith, bursting down the right-hand side. Meredith goes beyond Williams, and then cuts back. He's got support again from Sherrock. Sherrock on the right corner of the box, sends it in, looking for the flick on of Turner, and then it comes to Edwards! Edwards places it into the right-hand side of the goal. Leamington 1, Warrington 0. The breakthrough finally for the Breaks. Your view of that one, Craig?
What a cracking finish from Jack Edwards. That's what my view is. He just steered it in beyond the dive of Atherton. We had a lovely view of it. The cross came in, and it all seemed to happen quite quickly, and yet so slowly at the same time, because Jack Edwards slightly adjusted his body, and as I say, just calmly steered it past the dive of Atherton to give the Breaks the lead.
Not too much movement from his teammates in maroon and blue tonight. And the ball is cleared away again by Leamington. Turner then tries to bring this under control and does well to beat 2 men to that. And now is he going to have the pace to get across? He's not. It's played back to Atherton in the goal, but his touch isn't great. It's back towards his own net. And he panics and clears that one. He does well to get a clearance that far away, having initially put himself under quite a lot of pressure. But the ball's given away in midfield there, and here's Rodwell Grant for Warrington, who cuts inside of Rob Evans. He's going to keep going towards the box. Rodwell Grant cuts inside again, takes the shot, but it's saved low by Hawkins. And well, he run himself into a bit of trouble there, Rodwell Grant. Couldn't work an angle for a shot on his stronger foot, and then it's a weaker effort, just caught by Leamington's number 1. Hawkins still setting himself up. And it looks like there's been a little of a tactical shift. Sherrock and Edwards are just sort of interchanging quite a lot as the ball comes forward again to Edwards, who wins the flick on yet again, but Warrington managed to clear it away, only as far as Quainer. Heads the one back towards Edwards, who wins the flick. And then Turner is putting pressure on the centre-back. It's going to drop to Edwards, who's left that one for Shirok. In on the left-hand side of the box, Shirok shoots, and no! Just wide of the post. Couldn't finish off the opportunity.
Well, I think both myself and Ethan were expecting the net to bulge, as were several Leamington fans sitting around with us, just wide, and the score remains 1-0.
Evans is going to send a long throw into the box. He's looking for Ward. It's then flicked on actually by a Warrington man, and Turner takes it down and steers a half volley home into the bottom left corner. A fantastically taken finish from DT23. Leamington 2, Warrington 0.
Dan Turner deserves his goal tonight. He's worked really hard, putting a very industrious performance up top, got his chance and tucked it into the bottom corner, doubling Leamington's lead.
An immensely popular figure, of course, here at your Co-op Community Stadium, and he's going to be key on loan in the second half of this season to the Breaks' hopes for survival in the Vanarama National League North. That goal, well, that's big for this match. We had a comment saying that we need another goal to kill Warrington. Well, there you go. Ask and you shall receive. Dan Turner delivers.
If we were to win, we'd move 13 points clear of Warrington, who are currently, as we say, in the bottom 4.
Yes, indeed, a comfort barrier in place as the corner's going to come in from Landers. Delivered very dangerously towards Ward. And his header is lost in amongst the feet of a few Warrington players. And then Robinson goes down under pressure, but the referee hasn't given it. Farmer now has the ball on the left-hand side and sees it out for a throw, as the referee is just having a talk with Robinson. The new man who went down in the box was probably expecting a penalty, but nothing given. The referee's going to carry on with play as we await the board telling us who's going to be coming on and off.
Just looking at the first results from the evening, it's finished Needham Market 0, Hereford 2. So that impacts on things down at the bottom. We travel to Needham Market in a couple of Tuesdays' time.
Evans plays it short again to Farmer on this right-hand side, who's going to probably buy another free kick. No, he actually sends a cross in towards Ward. And it's cleared away by Southern, but only as far as Jaya Medrano. Changing of the guard now. Medrano down the left-hand side. Plays the ball in towards the box, but Dixon clears only as far as Quainer. Quainer sends it right back down the line to Medrano. And Medrano tries to turn Doro. And there is the full-time whistle sounded. A valuable 3 points and a valuable clean sheet as Leamington see the game out. 2-0 win here. Goals from Jack Edwards and Dan Turner in the first and second half respectively. It's 3 points to the Breaks. It's a little bit of a cushion, and for Warrington, it's bottom of the table. Your thoughts on Leamington 2, Warrington 0, Craig?
Well, I think it's a result that's most welcome, in as much as it was potential banana skin. We've kept the momentum going, so they've put themselves in good position. They were the better team and they deserve the win.
Paul, a great 3 points to pick up today against potential opponents in the bottom half of the table. Your thoughts today?
Yeah. Well, the message to the players, in the meeting before today was how competitive Warrington have been. Yes, they haven't won many games recently, but if you do the analysis that we can't try and do and look at it in every game, they're in games, they're fine margins, just haven't been able to, and it's a common trend really with a lot of the teams in the bottom half of the table. There's not much in most of the pitch, but in both boxes, the teams in the top half have just got them number 9s or their number 1s and 5s, and just make that big, especially the 9s, just make such a difference. So we knew what a tough game it would be, and it was probably similar to Rushall Marine, but I think today we got to the level. Listen, difficult conditions, the weather's hot, that mist is terrible, it's a horrible night. It was very hard to play through the pitch. You had to try and play round and over. It was a game of set plays, it was a game of second contacts, it was a game of territory, it was a game of percentage football. And we did that a lot better tonight. We did that a lot better. You see, it wasn't particularly pretty, it was very committed, but we've got a hell of a lot of balls in their box. And eventually, if you keep putting balls in good areas and whatever, Dan was unlucky. Then Jack missed one over the top. But then eventually, it's a second phase. So it's a great finish from Jack. The pace was on the ball, it's just redirection. And to be honest, I thought we were better second half. I thought we got the ball into better areas quicker. We spun them round a little bit more. And again, we've had moments of quality then. Moments, when you're getting Shorrock and when Owen come on and land. When you get on the ball and trying to run with the ball, just at times we're able to do that. And, I think Shoz was unlucky with the shot for what I thought would have been the second goal. But then again, it's another second, third phase from a set plan. It's a great spin and finish from Dan. So listen, we've done really well tonight with putting balls in areas. The key thing, you're not always, and a night like tonight, you're not always going to directly get a flick and a shot off. But if you can keep the ball in that area and you can keep asking questions and little bits of movement, you can just sometimes. And that's what's happened tonight, really. So basically 2 set plays. The difference in the game, but I think listen. I thought that was a good follow. I thought Saturday, on a 4G or 5G, whatever it is these days, it half suited us. I thought we did well. We were able to get the ball down a bit and play through and play a bit, and that was really pleasing, that performance Saturday, because they're a good side, Oxford. Looked a threat all afternoon, dug in when we had to. And then we've had to put a slightly different team out tonight to suit tonight's game. Saturday you sort of took Theo out, took Jack out, went with more legs, and then tonight we've just gone with a bit more power and still an aggression. And that was great. So it was really pleasing, that was, because just recently when we've had a result, we've gone and lost at Rushall, and then we've had the Marine, really, we were let down with the guy in the middle, but at the same time, it's just disappointing. So it was nice to get the Oxford results and then come back here and put a really gritty performance in like that. So that's really pleasing, and it just gets a few more points on the board, which is important. I think, as I stated after the Marine game, that this is when this league goes up a notch, and thankfully. This week so far, I think we've gone up a notch here, so it's great. And the players deserve a lot of credit for tonight.
Another hard game on Saturday against Farsley, who are in and around us as well. How important is it to keep this confidence high?
Yeah, listen, we've set it up nicely now. We've gone and beat a really good side Saturday. We've fought and battled and scrapped tonight to beat a very competitive Warrington side. Now it sets it up for another home game, because we got some really tough games coming up. We've got a lot of games coming up, and at least things like this aren't helping us. Dan hobbling off at the end, but we've set it up nicely with Farsley coming here, and obviously, listen, if we could get another positive performance and results, then all of a sudden that's a hell of a week. It's very hard to have weeks like that in this division, no matter who you are, whether you're Scunthorpe or Leamington. Do you know what I mean? So no, we've set it up nicely now, done the hard work. That's pleased me tonight, because we've backed up the result on Saturday, which was important. You could see there was a real will amongst the players tonight. They didn't want to get beat. Quality was not going to open you up tonight. You can't get the quality on this pitch at the moment. So if you're really focused and concentrating, and you're mentally strong, you can. And that pleased me the most, because I thought that's been missing at the Rushall, the Marine game. But it was back in abundance tonight. So real hunger within the players, and then players coming on as well. Again, Owen come on. I thought was a real bright spark when he came on, and Freddie's come on and just tidied up the middle of the park. So it was really, really good. So really pleased.
And then just last one we said about Dan hobbled off. What's the latest on him? Do we know much?
Yeah, it just looks like, listen, it was late in the game. I was on that side. I wish I'd have just held him back, because he does one of these runs. It's like it's into injury time and it ran out. I think the tackle's come in. Listen, the kid's gone for the ball, but I think he's just gone out. I don't know. It looks like a little twist or something. I don't know. It doesn't, he's landing on it. So it's one of them sometimes where you can lose your feeling in it and it'll come back. And it's one of them sometimes where you just twist and you've got a bit of ligament damage. So listen, that'll just have to be assessed over the next 48 hours, and we'll know more Thursday really. But hopefully it's not too bad. But that's just put a dampener on it right at the death. You know what I mean? With the amount of games we've got coming up, just trying to. The last one is silly little injuries, but there you go. We'll deal with it.